Hello everyone, today we're looking at another pre-workout, and for today's episode we're looking at the Transparent Labs bulk pre-workout. And funny enough, I think this is a pretty popular pre-workout and pretty high standard pre-workout, so it should be good, but I suppose we'll see. So again, first of all, gotta calculate the price, if it's in a good range or not. So price is 12. 12 is a pretty good price, I would say. 10 is kind of mid-range. 20 is cheap, and then below 10 is expensive. So 12 is okay. I'd say the price is okay. So now let's move on to the formula itself. First of all, obviously we have citrulline malate here, and it is dosed in a very fat. It is dosed very good. I will say this. So usually, citrulline malate should be dosed 6 to 8 grams for it to be useful, and here it is dosed at 8 grams. Again, citrulline. Most studies suggest that it's good, like in the broader range. So there are obviously some studies that say that it doesn't do much, and there's mostly studies saying that it does do something. So here are some studies that you could look at, but I have already read through them, and mostly they suggest that it is good at this dose. So I would say that's a good ingredient. Next, we have beta alanine, and beta alanine, I think we all know, has a huge problem. So first of all, it should be at 6 grams. Second of all, I have this talk in my every video. Usually for beta alanine, okay, so first of all, beta alanine does work. It does work. Many studies saying that it does work. It does change your performance. It does increase your performance and how much you can do. However, you have to be taking it for a long time. So beta alanine has a build-up effect. It needs time for it to work. So if you take beta alanine, in one scoop, and then you don't take beta alanine for the next 2 days, and then you take it again, it has no effect. If you take beta alanine every single day for, let's say, 2 weeks, then it starts to have an effect. And if you also take it at 6 grams, so it's underdosed. It's underdosed here. And secondly, I would not suggest this being in a pre-workout. So yeah, if you want to see a study that suggests that it does work, you can look at this study. Beta alanine had a significant overall effect. However, they used it for a period of time. So next, betaine anhydrous, and here it is 2,500 milligrams. For betaine, obviously we have again majority of studies suggesting that it's all right on your cardiovascular system, on improving your cardiovascular system, so you can go for longer. Here you can look at this study, showed that it works. Here you can look at this study, showed that it works. This study, however, found that it did not change body mass or fat-free mass or muscle. So I suppose it works on your cardiovascular system. It does not work on improving muscle. So, and here it's dosed okay. So I would say that this ingredient is okay. Next, taurine. And again, taurine, most studies suggest that it is good if you use it at 1 gram or if you use it at 50 milligrams. So it decreases muscular fatigue and it decreases lactate levels. So it is dosed properly, and in the most studies it does work. So these are some studies that you could look at, and it does work. So next, tyrosine, also dosed at 1 gram. For tyrosine, I don't think we have a set. Okay, so we have a set limit between 100 and 300 milligrams per kilogram. But here it pretty much said that it works on cognition, so it increases cognition. They found that acutely. So if you take tyrosine not every single day, but just once, it increases memory and information processing. So it does work, but I don't think we have that of concrete evidence of how much you should be taking. But I would say that 1 gram is a fat stack, so that is a good ingredient as well. Next, we have alpha GPC, and for alpha GPC, it does work. Most studies show that it does work. So effective at increasing lower body force, and also this study right here, it's an ergogenic supplement, so it does work. I believe you should probably be taking 400 milligrams or something around that. And usually you would also see alpha GPC with huperzine. However, there is no huperzine here. I believe they kind of work together, alpha GPC and huperzine. So that's why most companies would use them together. However, here there is no huperzine. However, it does fine dosed and it does show that it works. So I would say that is okay. Next, we have Pure Calf, or a blend that they created themselves or used. And basically, Pure Calf is a replacement for caffeine, which is very, very bold. I'll tell you that much. So, Pure Calf is basically organic caffeine. And well, usually I wouldn't really change. Like, we all know that caffeine, the normal caffeine anhydrous, works. So I don't know why they would change to something that isn't tested as much. However, pure caf or organic caffeine suggests that it's better for you, and there's less jitteriness if you use organic caffeine. But there's not that many studies on it, so they could be creating something new. You know, this could be the start of people using pure calf only. And also, it suggests they say that it works better, so usually you can use less and get the same effect. However, you know, there's not that many studies, so there were literally no studies of this pure calf and if it works or not. And you can see here, transparent labs themselves are saying that it's good for you, but you know, there's a bit of a bias there, so I wouldn't really believe that. But yeah, this could be something new. But if I was creating a pre-workout, I would just use what works, and what works is caffeine anhydrous. So I'm not quite sure why they would use this. It could be good, could be bad. I'm not quite sure. Uh, I would say it's mid. For right now, I think this ingredient is pretty mid. Next, we have L-theanine, and L-theanine, it does work. Again, study right here showed that, funny enough, study here showed that L-theanine works best with caffeine. However, I do believe that here they use just synthetic caffeine, so caffeine anhydrous. And so basically, first of all, I'm trying to get my train of thought working here. First of all, L-theanine does work. Second of all, it works better with caffeine. Third of all, I'm not quite sure if it works good with organic caffeine. Also, the dosing, we're not quite sure how much you should be dosing it, but I suppose this is alright. But yeah, I suppose, let's say it works with organic caffeine. So yes, then theanine here is a good ingredient. Next we have bromine, theobromine, and again, there's studies saying that theobromine might work, but there needs to be more studies on it. So right now I can't really say if theobromine works or not, but it seems that most pre-workouts just sprinkle theobromine in there. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work. We're not quite sure. I suppose if I was making a pre-workout, I would sprinkle it in a little bit as well. So I can't, blame them. But there's no studies, there's no concrete studies suggesting that it works, and there's no concrete studies suggesting how much you should be taking. So it's a meh ingredient. Next, we have a senactive, and this is again a specific thing here, and there's not too many studies showing if it works or not. However, there is this what I found, and basically it mostly works on athletes who are doing longer distance training. So if you're a cyclist, if you're a runner, if you're a swimmer, then yes, you could be using this. However, if you're going to the gym, and usually in the gym you're using more of just quick energy, so you're using more of that anaerobic energy, which usually this wouldn't be that good in. So if you're using this for endurance, then yes, this pre-workout is good. This ingredient is good. But if you're using this for going to the gym, then it does not do that much. Next, we can move on to bioperine, or also known as piperine. And for this, there's this study right here. However, it was done on mice. And again, this is the one of the best studies that I could find supporting it, done on mice, and they did find that it regulated metabolism during workout, um, and also in this study right here, it was observed that in fast and slow muscle fibers there was more Ca2 plus. There's no concrete stuff here saying that it's good, no concrete information that it's good, but in mice it works for metabolism. So I would say you need a bit more research on this. Plus, this is like such a minuscule dose that like I can't really see it helping you that much. But it needs more studying, so I'm not quite sure about that one. And lastly, we have boron. This study right here, done on broilers, found that it does improve muscle growth. However, they use 0.3 per kilogram, so that is a lot more, a lot more. So the dose is not okay here. Plus, they used it just in diet. So I believe boron is a vitamin as well. So you should be eating it through foods or supplementing with multivitamins. So it does work. Boron does work. However, I don't know. Again, if you're seeing vitamins, so also here you can see all the vitamins. First of all, they're probably underdosed, which boron is definitely underdosed here. And secondly, you should be just getting that in through your diet or through a multivitamin supplement and not through a pre-workout. So all this right here is useless, and this one's also useless. So a quick rundown. This one's used. So citrulline malate is good. Beta alanine is not that good. Betaine is good. Taurine good. Tyrosine is good. Alpha is good. Pure calf good. Theanine good. Theobromine needs more studies. Senactive good depending on what sport you're in, and these two are not that good. So overall, they kind of tried getting there. There's a lot of good things in there. Plus, it's a really fat serving. I think if we can look at Okay, they got a lot of tastes, so you really can pick your choice. It's all right. I would say it's all right. Looking at the bigger picture, uh, I would say it is. Plus, it's also not that expensive, so I think this might be our first A tier. So yeah, that's the list. That's the ranking. That's the dissection. And see you in the next one.